Today we're going to be looking at 5 new mods that have recently released on Nexus Mods for Elden Ring. And I want to showcase them and go through them because most of them are new moveset mods, which I think a lot of people like, because when you've been playing this game for like 5 or 6 months, you want something new, right? Hopefully you enjoy this, and as always, if you're not sure how to install mods on Elden Ring, I have a few video guides on how to do so. So the first one is called Aspects of the Shinobi mod. Now, it replaces the Raptor of the Mist Ash of War's entire moveset. So it gives you a moveset for any katana. Now, obviously, if you're using a katana like the Rivers of Blood where you can't change the Ash of War, then it's naturally not going to change the moveset. So you can only use the katanas where you can actually change the Ash of War. Now, these combos and these animations actually come directly from Sekiro, so people who have played this game will be very familiar with some of these moves. Now, the Ash of War, when you press it, if you've never used it, when an enemy is attacking you, it will teleport you in the air. But with this mod on, the attacks you make after you teleported are completely different and really freaking awesome. Now, this moveset only works if you're holding the blade two-handed, so you can't power stance it. But if you're tired of the same old katana moveset, which is, let's be honest, a little boring in the base game, you're gonna have something really fun to play around with in your next playthrough. I don't know if you guys watched my airbending moveset showcase, but this is a standalone mod that lets you airwalk without having to use the staff and that specific moveset. Now, it's a Ash of War only, so it will replace the Ash of War on your weapon. It replaces the Lightning Ram, which, you know, is an Ash of War that I don't think a lot of people use. And so you'll be able to airwalk with any weapon that you want. And sure, you're going to lose your Ash of War slot, but being able to just jump around as high as you want, jumping to places you previously can't if you don't have this mod, and just traveling around the lands between by literally walking on air, I think this mod is really fun to use if you want a completely new experience traveling in the game. Now, I know sometimes traveling can be a moot point because you have sites of grace that you can teleport to, but I think this will make you want to actually explore areas that you previously couldn't reach. Now, to activate it, you need to press L2 and it will let you float in the air. Then you have to continuously press that button to bounce around. And you can do it as quick as you want, as slow as you want. You can let your character fall a bit. And if you fall too far, you'll see like a magical cloud holding you up. And if you don't press L2, then you will fall to your death. And to get out of the airwalking, you need to press the roll button. Now again, don't do this if you're super far up in the air because you will die. But as you reach the ground or you're close to the ground, you can just press that roll button and you'll automatically just fall to the ground and fall out of the airwalking animation. It's pretty simple to use and it's really fun if you want to make some kind of airbending character without the moveset that was released by the same author. The third mod adds not only an entire armor set, it adds a shield as well as a sword. Now, these assets are from a game that I don't think has come out yet. I think it's a personal project that someone has, at least that's what the mod description says, so it's pretty interesting. This changes your power stancing, your light, your heavy attacks, and of course your Ash of War. Now, this specifically scales with dexterity and strength, but some of the attacks do intellect damage. So if you want to make a build using this new moveset, you definitely need to do a quality and intellect build. Now, the armor set replaces the Vagabond armor, and it also replaces the Vagabond class if you start a new game, which is freaking awesome as well. And what I like about this mod is that it's not super overpowered like the moveset won't make you avoid hits. It's still really grounded and still very balanced, and I think you won't feel too out of place when you're playing it. You know, it is going to feel like you're just using a new weapon. The fourth mod is the Earth and Wind Zweihander. Now, this changes the Zweihander's entire moveset as well as the Ash of War, which is usually upward cut, but it completely changes it. Now, you don't need to do anything when you're in game, you just need to use that weapon. And obviously you need to meet the requirements to be able to use that weapon as usual. But one thing I want to point out is that the mod author, when you get the zip file and you open it, he didn't create the CHR folder that the DSX file needs to be in. So you have a regulation.bin file and the other character file that changes your moveset. So when you're in Mod Engine 2, in the mod folder, you need to create that CHR folder, and I will put a screenshot for you guys so you know what I'm talking about, so it just doesn't sound like an insane ramble. But I've seen a lot of comments on the mod itself where people were confused on how it works, so that's how I got it to work. But this moveset is really awesome. You know, I think the Stormcaller Ash of War was really disappointing when I got it. I thought it was going to be really fun. I thought it was going to feel like, you know, when you're fighting Margit and he does his Stormcalling attack, which sends like wind tornadoes towards you. And I thought it would be something like that, but this mod would actually make this type of Ash of War feel extremely fun to use and powerful. Now, my favorite attack by far is if you are one-handed and you do R1 and then follow up with an R2, you're gonna do like an upward slam, and it's really awesome to use in a fight. And some of the heavy weapons in this game can feel a bit underwhelming, so this mod gives a very unique feel to one of my favorite swords in Souls games. Now, the last mod is pretty simple. It's an armor mod, but it changes the color patterns of a lot of the heavy armors, and it changes it to a black and red pattern. I understand that this game has a specific aesthetic, but I think color-wise sometimes it is lacking, like no purples, not a lot of yellows, not a lot of actual blues, but having this deep red with the really dark black is so freaking cool, and it works so well with the Rivers of Blood katana. The cool thing about this is that it changes so many sets of armors that you can just mix and match your favorite ones, and you can make a completely new look. And as I've said many times before, Fashion Souls is the most important part of these games. And if you want a little tip, I guess, as a bonus 6th mod, you can pair this mod with the mod that changes a torrent's color. And I previously showcased this mod in another video. Basically, you can choose torrent's color from white to black, and you can choose the horn's color, which will glow, so you can like do a really cool black and red or white and red color pattern to match your armor. So that's it, everyone. That's all the new mods that have recently come out for Elden Ring. I'll be on the lookout for more, and I really hope you enjoyed this showcase. Making videos on games that I'm really interested in at the moment has been way more rewarding for me than just focusing on one game, because that's what the YouTube algorithm wants to push, you know, and it's so much better for my mental health. So I'm sorry to those who subscribe only for Elden Ring, but I really hope you can still enjoy those other videos. So have yourself a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you all very soon.